So last episode you saw us start the season brilliantly with a solid 3-0 win. We've played 3 more games since then. We've won them all. I might be the very best manager that ever lived. Hello, my name's Damien and I'm that Track and Foot Manager. Welcome back to Gibraltar. We have nothing to play for, but we're going to watch the match anyway, because we can. We're playing for not finishing bottom of Nations League D Group 1. We did get beat 2-0 by the Faroe Islands. We have Andorra, who are the only team below us, but we've already lost to them once, so it would be nice not to do so again. We're going away to Andorra in the first game, and then we're playing Europa Point in the second. Not a hell of a lot to catch you up on, apart from I'm amazing and I've won everything, apart from with the national team, but they don't count. No, they don't. Stop saying that. It doesn't count. No, it doesn't. 2-0 loss to the Faroe Islands, as we said, and then we have Andorra away. And that's the end of it. We look at the group. We're well out of the way of it. We are 6 points adrift of the Faroe Islands. We're worse head-to-head than them anyway. It's not been a good year. It's simply not been a good year. If we can convince the Faroe Islands to beat Malta, then we can possibly... then we'll go above Malta with a win, and we could finish second. But God, do we not deserve it. Holy smokes, we do not deserve that at all. Wait, if Malta beat... What? If Malta beat the Faroe Islands, they'll go up. I think. Yeah, if Malta beat the Faroe Islands, they'll have the better head-to-head and they'll go up. Which is spectacular, isn't it? So we need the Faroe Islands to beat Malta. And then we can go above them. That would be nice. It would be nice to finish second. I'm sure there's not prize money, but it doesn't really matter. There are no finances with the national team. The only game we played, like I said, Faroe Islands 2-0 defeat. Jørgensen and Jehus at the middle of the street with the only goals, and we were poor. We just didn't turn up. Got that habit lately, haven't we? Club-wise, it's been a slightly different story. You saw us smash the Lions 3-0. We then beat Lincoln 3-2. 1-0 up, 2-1 down, 3-2 up. A Ramage with the final goal after Emmanuel Williams, who's turning into a signing, by the way. Scott got 2 of them. We poached him from... Well, I didn't poach him even. He was released by the Red Imps last year. God knows why. Kike with 2 goals for Lincoln. Then away at Lynx, we beat them 2-1. The Ruiz, who is not Leroy, who scored a goal for them. In the middle of 2 from us. 1 on and Jordan Hopper with a pen. I can't remember who 1 on is. Who is 1 on? This is bad, isn't it? Oh yeah, he's a youngster. Of course he is. Yeah. Never mind. Back among, as you were. And finally, Montecalpe we beat 3-1. Williams with a brace and Ramage with another. And Chikukwa pulled one back at the death, but we were all over them. And we battered them, and it was nice. We have Europa Point next. They are our local rivals. They're not Europa. Worth clarifying the difference, because I've made that mistake a few times. Europa are really good. Europa Point are really not. But probably still going to lose to them. They're the ones who go down as our rivals. I don't really know why. They're more rivalry than the others. I quite like their badge though. I have to say that's quite a nice badge. If you're looking on a phone, it's like a lighthouse, but it's got the rock of the top of the badge is the Rock of Gibraltar, which is quite clever. I like that. One day I'm gonna have to go on a tour. I'll go into like Gibraltar and San Marino and Tasmania, Berlin. I'm gonna go on a little hop around. It'll be fun. You guys can all come too if you want. I mean, we're talking years away. By then I'll probably have to go to Singapore as well. So if we look at the league table, 4 from 4 makes 12. And we are 2 points above St. Joseph's, 3 points above Lincoln and Europa. We're doing very nicely. As it stands... No, I probably shouldn't say that out loud, should I? As it stands, we could probably quite easily finish in the European places. And I don't know if I mentioned this last time. Mysteriously, we now have to finish in the Europa places. I don't know when that came from, because last time I spoke to them, it was finished bottom. So... Suddenly we have to qualify for Europa League. That's fine. At the minute, it looks like we're gonna. Even if we have a poor run, I would really expect us to finish in the top half. There's only 6 games left until the league splits, don't forget, and we're 9 points clear of the line. You'd like to think we're going to do okay down there. Another win here against Europa Point would be darn tootin', frankly. Something that was mentioned in the comments on Wednesday night, which is actually a really good idea, is if I'm going to show you how the European coefficients work, why don't I show you on the coefficients page? So if we look at the national coefficients, this is what I've talked about before. Coefficients maths, not interested. It's confusing and scary to me. In fact, we're not even on it. Oh, there we go, 44th, with a few points here and there, 7.66 points for next year. So someone went deep in 24-25. Was that us with the Hound Dogs? That can't have been, surely. Anyway, someone went deep in Europe at some point, which is quite impressive. I have had it explained in the comments. I do appreciate your explanation. I'm not going to understand it any better. It's like the national rankings. I just don't get the maths. It's not that I don't understand how the maths works. I used to do a maths degree. The maths make sense. It's just it doesn't really make sense in terms of a footballing sense. But this isn't the page I wanted to show you. It's this page I wanted to show you. This is an important page. It tells you who gets what, based on their national rankings, what qualification places you get. So, for example, England, as most of us know, you get 4 Champions League spaces in the group stages, 2 Europa League places, and a Conference League place. As opposed to down the other end of the table, if you're San Marino, you get 1 Champions Path qualifying and 1 Europa qualifying. So there are no Europa League places in Gibraltar, because Gibraltar, here we are, we're 44th. It would be nice if we could highlight that line, wouldn't it? But we will get 1 Champions Path first qualifying round, as opposed to preliminary round. Champions Path first qualifying round right there. And 3 first qualifier of the Europa Conference League positions, which are those. And obviously, we have to boost the national ranking really quite a long way to get up to just get some second qualifier spots. We have to get to 29th, which is rankings. Well, is it that one? No, it's not that one, is it? It's I'm being slick and professional. 29th is Bosnia-Herzegovina, who are on 16.625. Oh, I get it now. I understand. So that's the number we're currently living on. Oh, that makes more sense. So the number we're currently living on is 7.166. Because that's this year's coefficient. Next year's coefficient is 7.666. So we'll go up. And we're also going to leapfrog Armenia and Luxembourg and Latvia next year. So we'll go up a few places. But to get to 29th, we need to be at 14.16. We need to triple our current coefficient. And that's going to take a lot of years. Because we need to get 2 or 3 clubs to go a bit deeper in the cup to get that. And then to get to the point where we start getting into real qualifying. That's 15th with Norway, and that's a lot, isn't it? That's a long way to go. 15th is at 29.5 points, which is a few more than we have. Bear in mind, England get 104, but as soon as you drop off the top lot, 30s, 20s, everyone's getting those scores. So we've got work to do. Anyway, on the subject of work to do, should we go play some football? That's a good idea. I've probably bored the pants off you now. You've probably already turned off. If you haven't, welcome to the Gibraltar national side. We need to rotate a bit. Do we need Bahui out? And Duck was more tired. Hernandez is more tired. There's so many fitness issues. It's so annoying. Because the players just showed up not fit. It's because, again, Gibraltar, this time of the year, you tend to absolutely hammer the fixtures like we've been doing. That didn't work as well as I'd hoped. I didn't notice he was already on the selection. But we can replace Yahaya with Taria. That'll do. Oh! No, we can't. See, that's the problem, is I'm looking at the list of players, but it doesn't say which ones are already in the side. What if... Look, we're just going to have to play a knackered player, aren't we? We are just going to have to play a knackered player. Oh, well, in that case, we'll put them back... Well... We'll put them back exactly as they were then. Yahaya can play centre-half. Because having a knackered centre-half never hurt anyone, right? Right? If we put Caetano on the right, and then put El Himdi on the left wing. He's not very good, bless him. I think he was Algerian until recently. Let's have a look. Was he Algerian? Oh, I'm thinking of someone different. This guy's just Gibraltarian through and through. There was one player who had a similar name who recently transferred. We'll play him on the left wing. I think it'll be a debut, but at least he's fit. He can run at people. He's reasonably quick, isn't he? No, he is not. Why have I picked this man? This is, again, the problem is that I had a day off and was able to really record ahead. I'm going to put Bahoy back in. I don't care how tired he is. And was able to record ahead. And so I haven't played this game in about a week. And obviously I selected the squad and then got to now. It might have been a mistake because I have no idea why I picked some of this lot. Robbie Mullen, he's a good one. He's the one we just poached off for Hound Dogs. Very good left back. He's going to be a player. Anyway, Hankins is in goal. Mullen, Cottrell, Yahaya and Sargent to the back four with Taria and Ronan in the middle. Caetano and Bohi on the wings. And Wink and Bohe up top. We want to perform this. We really, really, really want to win this game. It would be nice. We've managed to make 8 changes, and we haven't massively weakened the side in doing it. The teams are warming up. Are they? Can they finish warming up? We've got a football match to play. This is a new computer. I don't understand why it's just suddenly tripped over. That took an extraordinarily long time to load. I don't know why I did that. Never mind. Hopefully it was just a one-off. Marked improvement, please, gentlemen. Let's go. Great opportunity to shake off our parts. I want more from everything. Don't shake your parts off. Yahaya's playing centre half. That's because he can play centre half. He can play in a lot of places. He's quite good. If we can... Okay, I realise I'm getting way ahead of the curve. But just thinking forward, if we can finish towards the top end of the league... I mean, if we win the league, that's another 270 grand. That would be quite useful. I'm not going to say we're going to win the league. But if we can finish towards the top, get those Champions League places, get a couple of rounds deep. We did that with the Hound Dogs. Borje knocks it down, Wink gets fouled, but Bahoy hits one and it's just wide. A couple of rounds, that's going to be 150, 200 grand. We can start looking... Just looking at turning pro. And that is going to make such a difference. We have to turn pro. Mullen with a throw-in. Bahoy nods it down to Wink. Back to Taria. There's 2 in the middle. Ronan is on the edge. Short to Borje. Back to Sargent. That's not the best ball, is it? Ronan to Sargent again. Ronan again. And I feel like we're going to lose possession here. Taria to Bahoy to Wink. Taria's on the run. No one finds him. But just look at the running players. There it is. Wink is through. Wink hits it and tucks it in the bottom corner. And George Wink gets himself a goal. And that puts us 1-0 up in the 11th minute. And Andorra really are a side we should be beating. Really are. Like, we can beat Malta now. We can beat Andorra. We need to start finding these nations that we can beat regularly. Because we need to start getting this national ranking up. And the higher we get the national ranking, the more players we can poach. Because we still get some that come through that are like Turkish or something, or Algerian, or even English. And you say, do you want to play for us instead? And they say, oh, I'm not sure. I was like, well, you're never going to get in a Turkey or the England squad. Why don't you want to play for us? Wink panics, and oh my god. Forgets what sport he's playing, gets a beautiful drop goal, and we'll stay at 1-0. I mean, for a guy finishing as high as Winks is, it's just dreadful. Caetano. I feel like I've talked about 8 different things. I feel like my brain's kind of on scatter mode, and I apologise for that. But, yeah, ideally, European qualification. I think we need to look at that this year. The way we've started, Borje is through. It's a good save. He doesn't react fast at all. He's just on his heels. The physios simultaneously duck to avoid that. That's got to be uncomfortable just to say that. You're not Wimbledon ball boys. Taria crosses it and it's headed away. He can go get it first, though. I mean, you're going to have to run. There you go. Well done. Cottrell. Ronan. And that's the end of the highlight. What was I talking about? Anyone? Yeah, we got to look at Europe. The way we've started, we have to look at Europe. If we're going to finish top half, there's only 1 or 2 places where you won't qualify for Europe. And we need to just not be in those. With a good flick on, Pereira picks it up, sends it all the way back to the keeper. And if we're in Europe, we can win games. Like, okay, we might draw Dinamo Zagreb or whatever, but if we draw someone that you can't really pronounce from the Azerbaijani league, you've got to expect to win that game, especially if we come into it on good form. Slot in front of Wink, he doesn't run fast enough, and he picks it up again. I'm going to go with a fire up. I know we're winning, but I just want a bit more. Taria to Wink. Borje can make the run. He's put it behind him. Caetano round the corner for Ronan. That's a good ball. Crossed early, and Taria is there, and it's not quite across the line. Ooh, that's one of those where you'd half expect the keeper to accidentally step backwards in this game, wouldn't you? And you've got to say that keeper's having a hell of a game. 7.2, he's made some excellent saves. We are all over him. 8 shots, on target out of 16. Outstretched arms. We're ahead in the scoreboard and we deserve to be. That'll do. Do we need to make changes at half time? We probably do. Your hire is knackered, but we have no other defenders. That's good. Ronan can slide into the back line, and then Andrew Hernandez can go and hold in mid. And we'll save the rest. Yeah, so that's where we are. We're at the stage now where we're just starting to turn the corner far enough that we can start to actually plan rather than just clinging on for dear life. I am going to stay now at college, I think. I don't think there's any point in moving. If we are going to be performing this well, if I move to another club, I'm not going to get a job at Lincoln. And if it's any other club, I'll just have to rebuild again. So I think we will sit here for a little while. Try and turn this club into one of the best. And then we can look at moving on. Hernandez in the middle to Bahoy. Back inside to Hernandez, finds loads of space. Torria back to Hernandez again. Wink comes deep for it, and then Borque can put it in front of Winky and don't panic. He panicked. It's out wide. And I think that might be all she wrote for Mr. Wink. Maybe a little bit longer, I suppose. Iko plays it long and Cottrell wins it well. Borque is under it. Out wide to Caetano, that's better. Bit of forward thinking. They're flooding the box. There's 4 in there, driven across. Borque was onside and makes it 2-0 and realistically should have ended the game for us. We will take him off now. Give him a wee sleep. And let's give El Hamidi. Ayub El Hamidi. Maybe. We'll give him some football, because why not? I mean, he's never going to play for us again. I would imagine. I can't imagine I'm going to call him up again, because he's so slow. I don't understand how you can be a winger with a pace of 5. I just don't get it. Like, if you're 34 and you've been a winger your entire life and you've just got old, that's fine. But if you've got a pace of 5, surely somewhere in your developing career, a coach says, you know what, you might be better as a Metzala, mate, or maybe even just the centre mid. I don't think the wing is the place for you. Hankins trots out and lays one out to Mullen. El Hamidi to Wink. El Hamidi lumbers up the wing. Look at him go. Look at that pace. He's got lost. Mullen inside to Hernandez. Here's Borque. Has a go, and it's just over the top. And we are battering Andorra, and that's where we need to be. Like I said, this is where we need to be. And this is part of the reason why I was quite happy to get relegated, is because we can now win some games reasonably reliably. 75th minute, let's make the other 2 changes. Other 1 change, even. Hernandez is knackered. I'm tempted to take him back off again. Let's bring on... Who needs a game of football? Is anyone there short of football? Not really. Trotman at right back then. There we go. Yeah, to be able to win a game fairly regularly. I mean, that marking, holy smokes. How do you leave him standing there? To be able to win a game fairly comfortably and to get more wins than losses over the course of a year is going to massively improve the side, because when you're losing every week, you lose every week. Like, you know, the marking's been good for that one too, I think. Borque catches it. Oh, he was offside. Okay, fair enough. And yeah, the morale goes to poo, and if you haven't got a training session, you can't do team bonding, and you can't schedule a friendly against someone terrible, because you only play once every 6 months. That is about as good a win as you're likely to see. Fantastic performance. Yes, I believe we could take advantage of the ball. Morale is spectacular, and that's important. And suddenly, especially at this level, again, as we talk about all the time, at this level of footballing ability, morale is more important than ability. And if the players are coming in happy every week, they're going to win games. And when we go back up, I'm going to say next Nations League we'll win it. Then we can then be in C and do fairly well there too, as long as we don't get a proper stinker of a qualifying group. That's my theory. I mean, it's working so far with the club side. Speaking of which, let's go play Europa Point. So we have soared to 183rd in the world rankings, our record high position, of course. But that's not why we're here now. We're here to talk about the club. And again, the star ratings make the midfield look terrible, don't they? It's not. It's just the star ratings make it look it, because we have some excellent defenders, a reasonably good goalkeeper, and a spectacular striker. So it makes the midfield look a bit poor. We are looking at improving that. A couple of the international players are actually on a free contract at the minute, and I've got a thing. I won't call up a player if he's not at a club, which is why we have Williams. And it's starting to get to the point where those players are now just about desperate enough, and we are just about reputable enough that we're starting to sign those players, a bit like with Williams. I still can't get Louis Annesley, which is annoying because I quite like him. He's out of club. But there's a few others now that are floating around. Jaron Vinnet, I might sign. I forget who the other one was. Was it Brito? Ethan Brito is out of contract. I might sign him. Just past time, really. Robbie Mullen is tired after playing both international games as well. He's in excellent health, but he's also jaded. I'm going to play him because I want to. I'll bring on Noah Watson if it's all going well. But as it stands, our side will be Coling in goal with Mullen, Hopper, Anaya, and Beckwith as the back four. Leathers and Garrow in the middle with Wanon and Batista on the wings, and Williams and Ramage up top. Now let's see if we can carry it all on. The morale is still very good, and Europe Point really aren't that good a side. But the rivalry thing usually gets its foot in, doesn't it? Let's go with outstretched arms. No. Pump fists. Let's keep that going. Let's keep our run going. We have faith in all of y'all. There we go. I mean, how's the mood? Spectacular. We hope Anaya plays well. No, I'd rather he fell over and broke his ankle in the first minute, mate. What do I make of Europa Point? We can't afford to be complacent. That's the one. I love we can't afford to be complacent because it's a real dig. It's a real, ribbing. Well, they're not as bad as everyone else thinks they are. They're not that bad. They have got David Owusu up front, so we might well lose this one just to him, which would be annoying. Owusu always does well against us. I do try and sign him every summer, and every summer he refuses. Holgado to the Colonel, and Susi inside to Elliot Efti. Back to Gallardo. Can we poach it here? No. Eluabi to Ohassan, and slots in front of Owusu, and that is a terrible miss. He's missed that so badly it's gone through a brick wall. And we've not started desperately well. They've had more shots, but we've had the better XG. Hopper nods it down to Garrow. Hopper to Beckwith. Maybe this is the start of something. This could be the start of something good. One on inside to Garrow. Out wide to Ramage. All the way back to Beckwith. One on's on the wing. Garrow back to Anaya. To Hopper. To Anaya. This isn't piercing, penetrating football, is it? Beckwith to one on who didn't make the run. In front of Leathers, nods it down to Williams, who tucks it in the bottom corner, and Emmanuel Williams scores his 5th goal of the season in the 5th match of the season. And that's what I call a signing, my friends. I don't know if Leathers got a touch there or not. I didn't actually see the little caption. I was too busy pumping my fist, really. One on sort of lifts it forward. Does Leathers get a touch? I think he does, yes. Leathers with a lovely little flick down assist. Absolutely unnecessary. If he hadn't touched it, Williams would still have buried it. But never mind. We need to look at our wingers pushing up more. Because I don't know if you noticed then, one on in particular, through our entire attack, wasn't going forward. Mullen swings in across. Bobbling around. Anaya hits it, and Anaya gets his 1st goal of the season. And it's a Mullen assist, even though it's bounced off a couple of red players. And Robin Mullen gets an assist. We're 2-0 up. Even the little guy in green just did a fun little happy dance. I mean, it's poor defending. You can't just let it hit you on the ankle in the penalty area, can you? Oh, we're looking for an offside? I don't think so, mate. I don't think so, mate. 2 shots on target, 2 goals. Time for some praise. 32nd minute. We're still top of the league. We're still 3 points clear of Lincoln. 5 points ahead of St. Joseph's. Garrow with the corner. In it comes. And it's headed away. Bautista's on the edge of the area. Can send it back wide to Garrow. I would. There we go. Time and space in buckets. Cross comes in. It's headed away again. Hopper this time. To Leathers. To Mullen. To Bautista. Playing quite narrow again. I know we're just coming out from a corner, but still. Bautista takes on Zammit and beats him. Williams across to Leathers, who tucks it in the bottom corner. Leathers it in? I don't know. Never mind. 3-0. 40th minute. I'll get better with punts to my own teams, anyway. Never mind. I mean, Leathers it. If he could hit a long shot, I could go Leathers it quite a lot, but I don't think we can really call that leathering it. I mean, this ball in from Bautista is lovely. Williams, again, with the composure to just turn and lay it across, and Leathers, I'd say he couldn't miss. At this level, he probably could, but he didn't, and that's what matters. And we're going to go in at half-time, 3-0 up away at our rivals, and that is what I'm talking about. Outstretched arms, Where's the you've blown them away? You've done brilliant so far. We're clearly the best team. That's the spirit. We're going to hook Mullen now because he's booked and also tired and also fatigued. Watson can come in at left back. That's fine. Any more need? I thought Salika coming on the left wing actually, or Adams on the right. We'll do Adams on the right wing because one of them's not had a great game. Should I just do all three? I'm going to just do all three. Who else? Sidi Mohammed. Do you want a game of football, mate? No, I'll give it to Salika on the left wing. Salika for Bautista. That's the three changes. Let's go. If we concede in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to be terrified. It's not look likely, to be fair. Chuck some more praise out there. Keep them all happy. And yeah, as it stands, to fall out of the European block points, we'd have to drop 9 points. It's going to be quite difficult to do, I think. Ramage knocks it down to Williams. Garrow misses Ramage completely. Espinoza. That's our Espinoza boy. Byron Espinoza. He was poached by Europa Point. I wasn't devastated to see him go. I don't know why they're playing him on the left. He's right winger. But never mind. Owusu has a go and yeah, gets his customary goal. 65th minute. Are we still confident? I'm still confident. Owusu is someone I would pay money for. He's annoyed me that much. I'd pay money for him to not score against me. But this should be the only time we play them, to be fair. Because they'll be bottom half, we'll be top half. And you only play each team once before it splits. So we shouldn't see him again this season. Oh, Tudela with a goal kick. I was about to do a focus. I'm not going to now. Eloabi, nodded down. Espinoza, out wide to Holgado, chips it forward. Hopper has to win that and doesn't. It's squared to Owusu, and that's a great save from Coling. What a save that is. And let's do a bit of focus. I know that usually annoys them, but we'll say it anyway. Ramage nods one on to Williams. Adams is out wide. Ooh, just about gets it past El Yatefti. Adams taking on El Yatefti now. Cuts it back to Garrow. Beckwith cuts it into Ramage. Good block. And they're breaking on us. Susi. This is perfect time to end the highlight. Cracking tackle from Salika, but it is a slide tackle assist. Owusu is through again and buries it again. Oh, I hate that man so much. Ansu Fati can go away. It's David Owusu in this save. My God. And suddenly it's 3-2, and I have no subs. Coling could have done a lot better there. It's fired almost straight at him. What do we say now? I can't praise him for dropping 2 goals. 9 minutes to play. Demand more. It has annoyed some of them, but I don't actually care. Garrow over a free kick. Get in. Oh, what a save from Tudela. It was on target. It's hat clear. Salika now. Salika swings in across. Hopper, of all the people to pick out. Never mind. Garrow to Hopper again. Garrow again. I mean, feel free to put it in the box anytime you like, boys. If we lose it here. Leathers won. Yay! He did a thing. Tudela makes a save. 88th minute. Our corner. We're not very good at corners, but never mind. I'm going to rejig them all again. I've rejigged them once. It didn't really work, so I'm going to try again. Salika swings in the corner deep. And it's headed by Garrow just over and wide. 89th minute. That'll do, ref. 93. 94. And we have managed to make that look like a difficult game of football, despite the fact we battered them throughout, and it's just David Owusu being him. Outstretched arms. Delighted with the win. Let's keep the morale up. That's what matters. Doesn't matter the one on had a shocker and Bautista wasn't great. 6.5 isn't exactly a shocker, but still. Really impressive performance. Yes, it was. We're excellent. Anaya, he's very good. Yes. So yes, Lincoln win. St. Joseph's win. But that's the position. Well, actually, that's the position that matters. Lions are still on 3 points, so we're 12 points above the split. I feel like that's enough to me. Turnabone, yeah, or something like that. Some players need a rest. That's fine. We've won our 7th consecutive match. That's quite good. Who should we rest? We're going to rest Mullen because he is knackered. Rest you from the next match. I suppose I can go along with that. That's the spirit. Right. Let's take him out of the first team now before I forget. Who's Dylan Sharp? Is he any good? No, he is not. Oh my God. Noah, in you come, son. Beckwith probably does need a rest, or Williams probably does as well. We'll look at that next time. When should we come back? Probably for Magpies, I guess. There's no more international games, I don't think, until next year. Well, no, it's November, there won't be. So we'll come back for the last 2 games of the thing. Oh, the Magpie. Why is the Magpies? If you're going to have a winter split, why have the last game a month later? I'm going to come back for that one. I don't care. I'm not going to sit there for a month and a week between matches. So we'll come back for Magpies, and if there's another game near it, we'll do it. If not, it'll be a shorter episode. Sorry. But thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this one, please do like. I realise it's been disjointed. Like, sub up if you are new, share it with a friend. In the comments, I do say actually as well, I don't say often enough how much I do appreciate all of you, and that's not necessarily people in the comments. I love chatting with you in the comments. Join in the comments. I'll chat with you as well. But equally, if you're just sitting there watching it, even if you never hit the thumbs up button, never hit the comment button, even if you watch these a week later and you just go on a binge and just have it on in the background while you play your own game, thank you very much for choosing my videos, for doing that. I appreciate it. This is by far the most successful save I've ever had in terms of viewer count, and that's because you're watching it. So thank you very much for that. And on that soppy note, I will see you on Friday. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.